Good morning, my dear sisters and brothers.
Good morning, Father.
As it was mentioned at the beginning, today we celebrate the solemnity of Saint Joseph, the spouse of the Blessed Virgin Mary and the protector of the Universal Church. I remember when Pope Francis talked about the sleeping Joseph. I have a small statue of sleeping Joseph in my office. So in my office, whenever there are things that are beyond my control, things doesn't seem like going on my way, I write a small love letter to Saint Joseph, and then I keep it under the statue and just forget about it. And like what we hear in the gospel, it's true. When you silently offer things to God through the intercession of Saint Joseph, it takes place. You don't want to worry. I have experienced many times because the way how we had to work in Sri Lanka in my office, so there were lots of things. I had my staff and many things, but I always make it a point when the things are beyond my control, I pray. But that some things in life, like here in the gospel, are beyond our control. As the second reading said, hoping against the hope, sometimes beyond our control, confused, no way to go, no solution. So what I do, just write a small love letter to the Lord, but I just leave it under the statue of the sleeping Joseph. I hope you have a statue of sleeping Joseph at your home. I don't know. If you don't have, buy a small statue of sleeping Joseph. And this is truly working. This is my experience. So I am just telling you on this feast day how it worked, and try. Because Saint Joseph is a miracle worker, and that's why even the church has dedicated to her his paternal care, telling protector of the universal church. So my dear sisters and brothers, as it is in the gospel, we don't hear much about Saint Joseph. No, we hear things about from the tradition, but not in the gospel. He's a very silent character, a silent provider, a faithful protector, a courageous protector, very silent character. We hear about Mother Mary's dialogue with the angel. We hear about Peter talking with Jesus and other disciples. But when it comes to this beautiful character, we don't hear about him saying, yes Lord, okay Lord, no. We don't hear his words. But the Gospels reminds us that he's a silent, a faithful protector, a faithful provider, a courageous protector. But one thing I would like to remind you on this beautiful day, this first reading reminds us, hoping against the hope. St. Paul reminds his people that Abraham was a person who hoped against the hope. So even Joseph, same, hoping against the hope. You look at the story, how come he accepted Mary into his house? There was a great dilemma in the life of Joseph. He was confused. How can one hope when he was a righteous man? We hear about it. Like you and me, maybe praying and trying to follow Christ, follow God in his life. But still, when this type of a situation takes place in his life, how can he accept it? How can he accept it? Just imagine if it has happened to you and me, immediately we would have made a quick decision to say, no, I am not going to do this. I am not going to face that. But Joseph, although he was confused, although he knew that things are beyond his control, still silently he accepts it, very silently. And it was an impossible situation. But look at the gospel says that he was unwilling to expose her to shame, decided to divorce her quietly. Even in that situation, with lot of compassion towards Mary, he said, okay, I will do it quietly. I am not going to put her into shame, but I will do it quietly. What a beautiful example for us to learn, my dear sisters and brothers. And in that confusion, with that sorrow, maybe he was struggling a lot in his heart, but still offer it to God and silently accepted everything as of coming from the Lord. And then he would have easily walked away. He would have easily given up. No, I don't need to accept it. Even the Lord tells me, no, I don't want. But hoping against the hope. That's why this Jubilee year reminds us about our hope. You and me, we have a lot of hope in the Lord. But at times, yes, we have to also, like Joseph, hope against our hope. We have to go beyond our hope, totally trusting in God's love, God's compassion, and God's plan. Like Saint Joseph, he did everything because he wanted to protect Jesus. He wanted to obey himself to the plan of God. So today we also have the same struggle and same vocation to live like Saint Joseph. Sometimes even in our lives, as I said, things are beyond our control. And there is sometimes no hope to our human mind. Sometimes we rationalize things. No? To our human mind, we can't believe, we don't understand. But still, God has a plan for you and me, like for Saint Joseph. So therefore, let us also, in this living in this world with all these distractions, with all these challenges, let us try, like Saint Joseph, to protect Jesus in our hearts, to faithfully carry out our vocation, our missions in this world, to live, to love and live that Jesus in our lives, in our hearts, like Saint Joseph. Let us ask His grace and ask His intercession. Lord, as Saint Joseph carried out his mission, vocation, hoping against hope, and protected Jesus in his heart, in his life, let you and me, with all the distractions, with all the challenges that we go through, that we may also protect Jesus in our hearts, in our lives. Amen. Let us all stand.